Little kitchen, boy. I'm hungry.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Untitled Kitchen. Today we're going to be making rolled chicken tacos using ground chicken. We're going to start off this recipe by seasoning 1 pound of ground chicken with your favorite taco seasoning blend. It doesn't matter if it's a store-bought blend or it doesn't matter if it's homemade. I'm personally making mine from scratch only because I don't have any of the packets of taco seasoning, but if you have the packets, feel free to use it. Alright, now we're going to add some diced onions. I used about a half an onion, but that's because I had an insanely big onion. If you have a small onion, use the entire thing. Also, we're going to go ahead and add some minced garlic. With a spoon or a spatula, go ahead and mix this up really nice. Make sure that there's not really too many exposed parts. Especially when it comes to onions, you want everything to cook nice and evenly. Alright, let's move this over to the skillet. In our cast iron skillet, we're going to go ahead and get our vegetable oil nice and hot. I like to throw my ground chicken in there and spread it out pretty immediately so it doesn't start to burn. Make sure you cook this all the way through, especially because you're using ground chicken. For any ground meat in general, but especially because you're using ground chicken. Make sure you cook it the entire way through. Alright, after that's completely cooked, we're going to go ahead and add our refried beans. I'm using about a half a can. I like to add the refried beans when it's a little bit warm. When the chicken is still pretty warm, because it kind of makes the refried beans soften up a bit, so it's easier to mix. Okay, now I'm adding some shredded cheese. I just had some taco cheese in the refrigerator. If you have any of sort of cheese, especially pepper jack, go ahead and use it. But just go ahead and mix that up too. Make sure that's completely incorporated. Okay, now this is completely optional, but I decided to zest a little bit of a lime in this mixture. Now, if you wanted to use a lemon, you could. I just happen to have some limes in the refrigerator. Make sure you're tasting your food too as you go. Okay, so when it comes to store-bought corn tortillas, I tend to put them in the microwave just to make them more pliable. I don't want them to rip, especially because I'm rolling them. So just make sure you check for any pre-existing rips or holes that might be in them, especially when you microwave them. I like to spoon just enough of my mixture just to pretty much fill the middle, and I kind of spread it out to about a quarter of the way to the edge. You can kind of do this step however you like. This is just how I found it easier to do. I tend to do this for anything I kind of have to roll, whether it's a burrito or a wrap or even a rolled taco. And make sure when you're rolling tight, but not so tight that it immediately starts to rip. I made that mistake pretty early on, and as you can see, the rips are pretty prevalent, but it's not bad enough that I want to throw this entire tortilla away. Just make sure for the other ones, and as long as it's not huge rips, you should be okay. Okay, and a pan or some sort of sauce pot, we're going to shallow fry these. Now, I like to shallow fry them basically with the seam side down. I don't really want that. I want it to kind of close on itself. It's what I do in order to prevent myself from having to use any sort of toothpick or anything of that nature. Just basically just using the taco's weight to fry itself. Go ahead and roll this over. Get it nice and golden brown before you pull it out, guys. Look at that. Yeah, and after you guys are finished, you can dip it in literally anything, sour cream or sauce. I just happen to have some queso in the fridge, so go ahead and use that, guys.